York, of any market, is one of the teams where players consider the response of the fans. Other teams, they may think, all right, how does the organization treat me? Do the organization treats me right? Is the coach good to me? Is the front office good to me? Do they respect me enough to negotiate in good faith? Very little times when they say, man, my connection with the fans is just everything, this, that, it really matters what they say. You've heard each player on this team at some point in time talk about seeing social media, because the New York Knicks fan base is probably the most active fan base on social media in terms of engaging with their players. We make a difference. So be mindful of how you interact with these players. And also understand that the front office is doing their best to clean up these players. And every time we're slaughtering them and slaughtering the front office because they're not publicly humiliating these players, thus decreasing the value of them in the eyes of other teams, in the eyes of other teammates. Because front offices go to their star player, would you like to play with this person? And you don't think they're doing their own secret service and seeing how fans are responding to players and how players' families are responding to? Come on, man, all of that counts. You are a part of this culture. So be mindful of what you say. I know I'm the prince of positivity. I know it. But I'm gonna bottle up some of this stuff and send it home with you. You gotta be mindful. So when IQ has you don't think IQ already is in the gym? This was just another step for him to get this experience of being on a stage, to have your star player go down, and to know the level of responsibility for you to step in and pick it up, and to know that you couldn't at that time. He's already working at it and plans on being in the playoffs again the following year. I remember that year Kobe and Shaq first got together. God damn, I remember that. Resting him a little bit. And they were in the playoffs against the Utah Jazz. And I think Kobe missed 3 air balls and they lost the game and lost the series. He took 3 straight 3-pointers and airballed them. First, he had the courage to take those shots with a Shaquille O'Neal on his team. He didn't stop shooting. They gave him hell for it.
Crazy work.
But he ultimately, in an interview, he said, I knew my legs weren't strong enough. He said the shot was online. It was going to go in perfectly. I didn't have to lift in my legs. So I said, I know I need to get strong. I need to strengthen my base over the season. We're just not used to seeing the development process. We're not accustomed to seeing how the sausage is made. We ready to show up at the supermarket and get it in the package and then go to checkout. What the New York Knicks are doing is what a lot of these small market teams have done, and they're doing it masterfully. They're saying, Knick fans, walk through that plastic door that you see in the supermarket. Put your butcher jacket on so the blood don't get on you. This is how you make a finished product. This is how we get you from shelf to table, from slaughterhouse to butcher to packaging to shelf to check out the table. It's just uncomfortable because we've never at any point in time of our fandom have seen the entirety of the process. This is what it is. Right now, this team has just been packaged. Actually, it's the process because we can't package yet unless we know what the final product is going to be. And that's going to be this summer. Who do we add if we add anybody? Or do we run it back in? If we run it back, then we're going to put the package on it and then we're going to put it on the shelf, take it to checkout, and then put it on the table. All right, so keep that in mind, folks. Keep it in mind that they used to call Mike Malone Tom Thibodeau. Keep that in mind. Keep that in mind that Mike Malone was there for 8 years. They trusted that man enough to let him cook for 8 years. And many of the players' story after the championship run or whatever is talking about how Mike Malone motivated them. He was clearly as ornery as Tom Thibodeau is with his team. And say what you will, the narrative about Tom Thibodeau being hired in New York with those young players. They said young players won't be able to play for Tibbs. He's too outdated. And to a player on that team, I don't care if they don't like him. I don't care if they don't like some of his decisions or his style. They express love for Tom Thibodeau. Go as far as the veterans. Fournier could talk as much about how he don't like the fact that he's not playing, but the first thing he said when he got benched, when Tom Thibodeau went to the 9-man rotation, is he said Tom Thibodeau wants to win. We all just want to win. He really wants to win. So if this is what I got to do, if this is the role, I don't got to like it, but this is what it is. Yo, he's a respected veteran in this league. And he refused to throw the coach under the bus. The key is going to be, how does he talk once he's no longer on the team? That's another thing, but I think he's still going to show a certain level of respect and veneration for Tom Thibodeau, who has done what other people said he couldn't do. So keep that in mind. 8 years, Mike Malone. 3 years of Tom Thibodeau, and y'all packing his bags, driving him to the bus stop. Come on, they was calling the fire, Mike Malone. Right now, similar to a small market team, we're similar to that small market team in that no one wants that smoke. I'm not talking about the Canadian smoke, but the smoke from the Mecca. Y'all quick to talk about, oh yeah, we need to fire coach. Nobody wants that. It's not a hot job. If you fire Tom Thibodeau now, no coach is going to want to play, because they're going to be like, if Tom Thibodeau is friends with the front office and they fire him after only 3 years, what you think they're going to do with us?